This chapter is a spicy one, so oops. But please, YouTube, don't ban me! I don't think telling Genya to take a hike was nice, Sanemi. You say, he'll be fine, besides the butterfly mansion isn't that far away. He grumbled. But it's dark out. What if he encounters a hungry bear or rabid raccoon? He's not a baby, he can defend for himself, so don't worry. Sanemi growls before nuzzling your neck and pampering your skin with kisses. You were both set on a futon, with you sitting in his lap, straddling his waist. Now shut up and let's enjoy this moment together, he added. In response, you smiled and wrapped your arms around his neck, before continuing to grind yourself against his, you know, which was straining against his futoshi underneath his yakuta. Your lavish action made him release a sinful moan from his lips, whilst his hands gripped either side of your hips as he slowly maneuvered you back and forth. The feeling of your closed, flushed against his rigid, felt so good. However, it wasn't enough to justify his need. He needed to feel more of you, and he didn't hesitate to let you know. You gasped when he slowly pushed you back onto the futon, with him on top of you and nestled between your legs. Looking up at his maroon eyes, you can see the passion and lust he tried to hold back this whole time. For Sanemi, so many lewd thoughts of what he wanted to do to you crossed his mind as he bit his bottom lip, whilst looking you up and down. You wrapped your legs around his waist before pulling him down for a kiss. He leans down, his lips brushing against yours as you kiss his bottom lip, feeling his body shudder. You bit him gently, coaxing him to open his mouth and give you access as you pushed your tongue into his mouth. The both of you released a wanton moan as your tongues swirled and danced with one another. He grind into you frantically, making you moan out into his mouth. Sanemi moaned again, feeling your hips buck against his. Soon you both pulled away, a thin string of saliva connecting your tongues as he panted heavily, glancing at each other. Fuck, Yin. I can't wait anymore. I need you, he says. He's far too pent up for foreplay and needed to be inside you. Take me, Sanemi. My body is yours to please. With that, he pulls your hanabajin apart, revealing your warm skin-color skin and sized chest. His eyes widened at the sight of you, and his face was blushed completely red as he gave himself a moment to cherish the sight. Damn, you were still just as beautiful as he remembered. You never cased to take his breath away. You truly were divine. Sanemi, you moaned when his fingers brushed over your, causing them hardened into tight pecs. He grins, his hands massaging and fondling you, before grabbing both your, and pushing them together. You whimpered when he leaned and licked and sucked your, swirling his tongue around them. Your hands were on his shoulders as he continues, licking every inch of your chest and nuzzling his face between them. You've never took him for a touchy-feely type, but you weren't complaining. It just felt so good. Please, Sanemi, you plead. I need you. You plead as he released you with a wet pop before glancing down at you. You're so damn cute when you beg, he teases. But this is your punishment for walking out on me last year. So let this be a lesson to you. You nodded. Yes, I'll never leave you again. Please, Sanemi, I need you inside me. Shit, he groans. You are begging, turning him on even more. He couldn't take it anymore. It's been far too long. He needed to be inside you now as he removes your panties in one cling motion before bending your legs so your knees were pointing upwards and feet flat on the mattress, spreading them. He was about to proceed when his eyes spotted a strange marking on your right calf. They looked like teeth marks? Are these bite marks? He asked. Your eyes wide as you quickly came up with an explanation. Yes, but it's fine. Don't worry about it, you tell him nervously. Sanemi's eye narrowed. Who did this? You could practically hear the anger in his tone. It was a demon, so it's fine, you quickly answered. It was a lie. A demon attacked you? He groused, clearly not letting the idea of a demon touching you, let alone harming you. His talk on the subject was a turn-off as you quickly sat up and gently pushed him back, causing him to grunt in surprise before crawling to stop on top of him. Let it go, Sanemi. I'm okay, so don't worry about it, yeah? You reassure him, but in truth, you really didn't want to tell him the truth of how exactly you got those bark mites. At least, not yet. For now, you just wanted to enjoy this moment, to be intimate with him again. Looking over at him, eyeing his toned body, you undo his yakata and tug it off his shoulders, revealing his ivory skin, which was littered with scars. However, you didn't disgust by them. In fact, you find them appealing, though you dislike the fact that he kept adding more to his collection as you leaned down and kissed his neck, before trailing downwards towards his chest. Sanemi groans as your lips wrap around his giving it a light suck before continuing further until you eventually reach his futoshi. You tug at it until it comes undone, releasing his hardened, as it springs out with relief with the cotton prison. Rock hard, throbbing, and wet with them, Someone's pent up. You tease, making him huff. Like hell I am. You did this to me, so quit teasing, he hisses. Blushing, smiling, you pull off your hatapijin, letting it slide off your shoulders before straddling him once again as he laid back on the futon. Sanemi moaned once you started grinding your hips against him, creating delicious friction. You then reached down and grasped his, guiding him towards your entrance. You moan as it enters you, feeling the hard length stretch you. Once he's all the way in, you take a second to let yourself adjust, moans spilling from your lips at the feeling of him being inside you. He's looking up at you, maroon eyes wild and filled with raw rust, as you both moaned in unison as the familiar feeling of being connected again after all these months. Fucking, please move, he whispers, his voice thick with need. You oblige and slowly start to move, and he moans deeply, the sound arousing you more. It feels so good, his, filling you up with every thrust of your hips. Sanemi wraps his arms around you, grasping your waist with his rough hands before lifting his hips to pound up into you, making you let out a moan that echoes around the room. Yet it isn't enough. He needs more. He suddenly flips you over and grabs your legs, hooking them over your shoulders. From the new angle, he repeatedly hits your sweet spot, pulling what-do-not cries from you. Does that feel good, little slut? He pants, pounding into you. You couldn't even speak by now, only moaning it to him. Your nails are scarping deep marks into his back as he growls, his thrust becoming slower, getting harder. I bet you miss my, huh? He teases breathlessly. You cry out, begging him to make you come. Please, Sanemi, I need it. You whimpered, wrapping your legs and arms around him and holding him tightly. His movements halt to a slow grind, making you throw your head back against the pillow. You were in bliss as his lips pressed against yours once more, pushing his tongue into your mouth in a liquid kiss. As he slowly brings you closer to your release, you feel it building up inside you, a tightening coil until it snaps. You moan his name, almost crying as relief washes over you. Your, pulls him over as well, as he shudders, giving one final thrust. He comes. Suddenly, the door opens, revealing the younger Shinazugawa. Nichan, the butterfly mansion was packed, so... oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Please don't kill me. Genyu exclaims before quickly shutting the door. Shit.